now turn up.
Don't you just hate it when a contest makes you choose from games that's already chosen? Not this contest. You pick your own damn game. Mirror's Edge, Overwatch, Mafia 3, you name it. Click the blinking text to enter right now. What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Hercules here again with another video. This time we're going to talk about the top 8 things that should be in NBA 2K17. So this game should be coming out around September time frame, near the end. If you reserve now, you most likely will get it on the Friday versus the Tuesday, which everyone else will get it. But I wanted to make this video because over the past 3 years that the 2K series has been out on the new next generations, which is the Xbox One and PS4, I feel like that it's pretty much been the same. The only difference has been more of small enhancements. I mean, this year 2K16 has been a Spike Lee enhancement, but it wasn't really special as they made it seem. So I put together the top 8 list, which I think needs to be improved for 2K17, especially if you're going to drop $60 for an annual game. Just to be clear, this list is definitely not in order, so don't take that into effect. Alright, number 1, presentation. Now, when I say presentation, I don't mean the menu settings or stuff like that. I mean the actual game presentation for a basketball game. So for example, you got Shaq, and then you have Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith. And even though it seems kind of authentic, it really isn't authentic when you look at it. I mean, the animations just look like, why am I here? Especially Shaq. If you take a look at Shaq, just look at him. Why am I here? I don't think I should be here right now. I'll probably be better in the new Buick right now, making more money than I am on this damn game. It just doesn't seem appealing at all. Every time I get to the freaking game where I'm about to play another team, I continuously want to skip this because it's not entertaining at all. So even though it's scripted and they have some different scripts or personalized scripts for each individual team or superstar like Steph Curry, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, whatever, definitely it needs to be updated and feel more lively. I mean, I remember the days where NBA Live, where you used to have crazy announcements, and now you just have these boring scripted scenes, and then they have corny jokes at that. It's stupid. Like, please, 2K, do something with your stuff. It shouldn't be like this. It really shouldn't. Number 2, visuals. As I said in the beginning, this is going on 3 years. So 2K17 will be the 4th game. Well, really 3.5, because 2K14 was developed for the last generation, but then the next generation came out, so they had to really, I guess you could say, port the game over. And then 2K15 and 16 were official releases for the next generation. And they all look the same. It doesn't really compare to what it used to look like on the Xbox, the regular Xbox, or even the freaking Xbox 360 when they first started making games for that. I remember when 2K1, 2, and 3 came out for the Sega Dreamcast, if you remember that. And it looked amazing. Like, it played amazing, it looked amazing. I still don't know how they pull it off with one joystick. I just thought that was freaking amazing. But anyways, it looks the same every year after year. You could actually see repeated members in the crowd year after year. I don't understand how these reviewers say the game looks stunning. It's the best realistic basketball simulation yet. No, it's not. It looks like 2K15, you know? So I'm hoping and praying that this 2K17 looks much better than 2K16. I'm not talking about minor adjustments. I'm talking about major adjustments where I see sweat and I see veins. I mean, take a game like Uncharted or Grand Theft Auto where it's so much detail into it. And I don't understand, because these games have major details and density into it. This game, the major details is the crowds. I'm sure you can write some type of algorithm to make some random faces or whatever, but you're just dealing with 10 movable players at a time, and a few if you count the referee. So make this game look amazing. Like if my wife walked into the room and she'd be like, "Who's playing?" I'm like, "Oh, nobody, that's just me." Make it look real, 2K. You can do this. Moving into making it look real, let's hurry up with it. Loading time. Oh my goodness. Again, this is the third game in the next generation. Why are we having these long loading times? I don't understand it. You install the game to the hard drive. Why are we having long loading times? Now I get what some of you may say. If you have a PS4, you can easily install a SSD. But nobody got time for that. No one has the money to go out and buy an SSD. I mean, I will say that I upgraded my hard drive from a 500 gigabyte to a 2 terabyte. But still, I shouldn't have to spend money to make my loading times faster. Make the coding and programming better. I'm not saying that I'm a better programmer than 2K or Visual Concepts, but I'm saying I know there's gotta be some way to make these loading times a little bit faster. Just a little bit, because if Grand Theft Auto and The Witcher and Uncharted 4 can do it, and I understand Uncharted 4 is exclusive to the PS4, so it's optimized for that system, but at the same time it's still a massive game that has minimum loading times outside of the beginning and the end. Still, the loading times needs to be handled more efficiently for the next series, especially if you're pulling some all-nighters and you're playing back-to-back games to get through the season. Speaking of getting through the season, microtransactions. Oh my goodness. Now, when you pre-order the game, when you get the game, you automatically get like 10,000, 20,000 VC coins, which is the currency for NBA 2K series. Why are we still pushing these microtransactions? We don't even get DLC for it. I mean, if anything, give us some type of DLC. Don't make us buy coins where we have to buy these type of shoes, or this type of jersey, or even this freaking generic headband. It's not even a Nike or Adidas or Reebok headband. It's a white headband that costs 2,000 VC. Why are we doing this? Why? Stop it. I understand that you're trying to make money, but you're going to make money regardless. There are going to be people out there who's going to love to play NBA 2K. Who's going to love? There's probably people out there that already pre-ordered as we speak. And especially since you have Kobe on the cover, which I think was a dumb move. But hey, they want to celebrate his retirement. People are going to buy it just for that. So please, people, please, for the love of God, stop pushing this microtransactions. If I don't have enough VC, don't pop it up on my face. Alright, now moving along to something that doesn't have to deal with all of that. These animations. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it still looks like that it's a stick figure. Now I understand that they do some type of motion capture. I do understand that. But it's still kind of robotic. It's not as fluid as it should be, and the response time is not as fluid as well. So if I'm doing a step back and then a spin move, sometimes it doesn't trigger, or if it does trigger, it triggers 3 seconds late. Now I know that has nothing to do with my controller or with my TV. It has to be with the game, because if I push the start button, it registers as quickly. So, but when I do those moves, or those pro moves, I should say, as NBA 2K calls them, it doesn't register as quickly as anything else. So, it needs to be fixed. Speaking of that, let's say that you're running towards the opposite end of the court, and you are down by the out of bounds area, or whatever, and you fall into the crowd. Now, if you're trying to press for that fast break, you can't do it, because guess what? Your guy fell into the crowd. He's got to pick himself up, look to the guy, say, "Oops, my bad," and then try to sprint down to the fast court. Now, if you're in my career mode, you're going to get a point for 1, losing your opponent, 2, not transitioning fast enough on fast breaks, and 3, letting the opponent score, especially if there's a turnover. What is the main thing about NBA 2K. Every year, the main thing, my career. Has to be, right? It has to be, because it is. My career is the most precious thing that NBA 2K has going for it right now. And the reason why I say that is because the very first thing you do when you load up NBA 2K, if you don't have any save files whatsoever, you will go ahead and create your player. That player will be used for the my career mode and also my park, but mostly my career mode, because that's how you upgrade your player. That's how you update the attributes and all that good stuff. So this year they decided to go with a Spike Lee joint. Now, I have nothing against Spike Lee. I think he's an amazing director. He can really get the story out. But his idea was to really tell a story in an innovative way. It really wasn't innovative. It was a scripted story, nonetheless. They gave you two options sometimes, and it gave you you get to choose what high school you go to, and then you play some games for them, and then you get to choose what university you go to based off how you feel the recruiters speak to you. And the sad part is, it has no effect whatsoever on how it treats you. It has no effect whatsoever. It's not a real story. Okay, it's about this guy who came from Harlem. I get it. Spike Lee is from that area. But what if I don't want my guy from Harlem? What if I want him from California? What if I want him to base out of Florida? Hey, what if I want him from North Dakota? Hey, you never know. I get where it was trying to go, but it wasn't where it needed to be. And I just couldn't get interested in it. And after you get drafted into the pros and you sign your contract and you play maybe your second or third game, then the whole Spike Lee thing is done. There is no story. Occasionally, Kenny Smith may say, we got this guy named Freak who came from Harlem. Really? That's it? That's the story? So all you're doing now is playing to upgrade your player. And I can't get behind it. And they need to go back to the 2K15 ways, where you get to choose the hometown, you get to choose your own nickname. And if your name is a common name, you even get the same name. Because frequency vibrations, are you serious? Are you serious? You can't even choose your voice. It's the same voice for everything. I mean, I get it, they try to fit every type of player, but that voice does not fit every type of player. Damn sure doesn't fit my player. It gets me so freaking mad that this is what they do. On 2K15, my nickname was The Kid, and I liked it. It fit me. I was this rookie named The Kid, and it worked. And then my last name happened to be a common name, so it was also able to say my last name, so I felt like I was really into the game. But when I played 2K16, you're saying freak this, freak that, and I'm like, really? That sounds kind of kiddish if you ask me. Frequency vibrations, and then he got this little dance move. No, stop it. So please, Visual Concepts, change this. If you have to go back to the old ways, go back to the old ways. But this Spike Lee joint, it really didn't help at all. I thought it was going to help, but it didn't help. I didn't feel part of a story. I felt part of a script. That's what I felt. And I get it, Uncharted 4, GTA is a script as well. But at least with that, I can make some type of decisions, some type of alternate choices. With this, the only decisions I made was choose a high school, which was built around a script. Choose a college, again, built around the script. And both those choices didn't have no effect in my pro career. I'm still going to the pros regardless. Because the game has to get you to the pros, or else it's not a career mode. So it makes no sense to have that type of story. So definitely change that, take it away, do whatever you gotta do to make it better. Speaking of making it better, upgrading your player. Now this topic is going to be a little bit short, but I know everyone can relate and agree with me that this year's upgrading your player was the most dumbest thing ever. For one, it causes you to play more games, which I get it, replayability, but if I'm playing the games, I'm not really doing anything. I can be scoring 23 points a game, getting 6 rebounds a game, averaging 9 and 10 assists a game, 3 steals a game, and 1 block a game. Good stats for a second-year player, right? Especially if he's a starter. But my attributes doesn't go up. I have to practice to get my attributes to go up. And even then, you really don't have to practice. You can just go to practice, and as soon as you step in the gym, you quit, and boom, you get some points to upgrade it. It's kind of like an RPG type of element, but it's not. I don't know what they were thinking here. If you recall, when the game first came out, people were able to max out their players within the first weekend. The weekend! All you needed was 2 days with you in the game, and you will max out your player, and boom. There's no need for you to do the career thing ever again. And I hated that. It didn't allow you to continue to play. At least with 15, I was playing games and getting enough points so I can upgrade my player. And I felt invested. Here, I don't really feel invested. Yeah, it's cool to play the games. It's not as cool because I gotta go to practice to upgrade my player. It doesn't make any sense to have these endorsements and these events to do with other players if the main thing is to upgrade your player and make them better. Because if I do all these endorsements, or I do these events with other players, it's not making my player better. Yeah, I'm getting some community support and more fans, but I'm not gonna, at the end of the day, what's that gonna do for me? Not a damn thing. So either go back to how it was or take that all away. The whole practice bullshit, take it away. I hate it. And the last thing I want to talk about is the actual gameplay while playing with your player. So when I say gameplay, I don't mean menus like I said earlier. I mean actual playing a basketball game 10 on 10, full game. So some things it just doesn't make sense. All right. Now everyone or a lot of people I know are going to choose point guard as their primary positions. Got it? Cool, dandy. It makes no sense for a point guard to try to guard a center, right? Not only guard a center, but if that center catches the ball in the paint and then he dunks, you lose points for that. Like, where's the logic in that? First of all, why is your center covering another guard? So now I gotta cover down on you to cover down on the center. And he dunks on me. And then I lose points because, first of all, he caught the ball in the paint. And then I let him score. Or he may have got an offensive rebound and then he scored. Not only that, but let's say that it's a few seconds left in the game and I try to throw the pass down court. Now I get it, no cross court passes, but hey, I'm trying to win a game here. I'm not going to be able to make it. And the quickest way to get the ball down the court is to pass it. Now instead of the guy moving to go catch it, he stands there like, oops, my bad. Even if it's a direct pass where the buttons are above the player's forehead, they still don't move. And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So not only do you lose points for a turnover, but if they throw their pass down the court and you can't block it, then you lose points for them scoring on the turnover. Next thing I hate is if your player is a very good ball handler, if he does a spin move, he should not be able to lose the ball all the freaking time. Now I get it, there are some people out there in the game who are able to steal the ball, but everyone can't steal the ball. I know they can't. It's not possible. If I do a spin move, I should not have a loose ball. Same thing with me on defense. If my player can steal the ball a lot, I shouldn't be fouling the guy. I should be stealing the ball, especially if he kicks the ball in the same hand all the time. Man, really, 2K17 needs to be amazing. It needs to be amazing. Now, the game near me, I probably will pre-order the game so I can get it on Friday so I can spend the whole weekend with it. Probably. I'm not sure yet. I mean, this whole Kobe hype isn't really getting to me. Like, I get it, he retired, but they're using that to make money off of, and I don't like that. But if I do get it, hopefully this year will be so much better than the previous 3 years that came out on these next generation consoles. But that's all I got, people. Let me know in the comments of what you want to see in NBA 2K17. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you don't like it, go ahead and give me a dislike, because any feedback is great feedback in my opinion. Share this video with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Tumblr, whatever. And then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I won't be putting out content for the next 2 weeks because I will be focusing on learning Photoshop, After Effects, and Adobe Premiere to make my videos a little bit better than what they are looking right now. With that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.